Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of This Week on iRacing and welcome to Week 7. And Week 7 we're going to start off straight away with the IMSA series, as we pretty much always do on this channel. And we're going to start off by talking about the track that they're going to, which is the Mexican Grand Prix, which I'm pretty sure most of you have watched this weekend. It's the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, which I hope I'm pronouncing right. And yeah, that's what IMSA is going to this week. You've got no rain to worry about in the Open, the Fixed, and the IMSA Endurance, so you don't need to worry about rain for any of those series. I don't believe there's anything for the LMP2 Fixed or the Prototype series either, so a dry week as far as this track is concerned. And talking about this track as well, it's going to start off quite early in the morning as well, 7:55 a.m. and because of that early start, you're going to get those low track temperatures as well. So we're going to be low 20 degrees Celsius, so your tyres aren't going to scream too badly, although I think you're going to struggle in the last sector with the prototypes with some of the curbs there. I haven't really tested it too much myself, but I have been kind of warned that for prototypes, for some of the curbs here, some of the sausage curbs in the last sector, it's going to be a bit dicey. So I don't really know how this is going to work. And it's a new track for this season. So participation levels for me, I'm not sure. I'm really, really not sure. Maybe the fact that F1's just come here might help with it. And the track is wide enough, you'd like to think, for multi-class. The whole of, I'd say Sector 1 is good enough for multi-class. Sector 2, though, with the twisty bits, fast flowing, it might not be easy to overtake, shall we say, in the prototypes. But I suppose we're going to find out this week. Yep, but that's IMSA this week. Do remember that the 2.4 hours racing at this track this weekend as well. And fingers crossed, you have a good IMSA week. Right then, time for the GT3 stuff, and it's time for everybody's favourite airfield, which is, of course, Sebring. So the Sprint, the Fixed, and Endurance Series for the GT3s, they are going to Sebring this week. Now, unlike IMSA, there is a 27% chance of rain, but only in the Endurance Series. And it's basically, when you have a look at the forecast, it starts off at almost like 1 or 2%, but as the race goes on, it steadily increases to about 27%. So I think as soon as you get in your lobby, you're kind of going to know if you're going to get rain or not. So just keep an eye on that radar, seriously, because it does increase. For the last hour or two, it's around 20%. So I think you're going to know whether it's going to rain as soon as you basically get in your lobby or you start your race. So yeah, just make sure you got the forecast up and running. But yeah, I say everyone's got this track, but so many people have got this track on this service. I think it was refurbished this year, actually. Well, had an art update. But yeah, participation levels this will be sky high. Sky high. I'm not really particularly big fan of this track or GT3's racing around here. I'm not really sure why. Might be a skill issue. It's probably a skill issue. But yeah, it's not for me personally this week for this one. But yeah, I'm sure many people will sign up for this. And yeah, I'm sure it will be a popular one. What will be more popular, IMSA or GT3s? I'm going to go with GT3s this week. GT3 is popular, but Sebring combined with it as well. I think this will probably be the place to go to if you're looking for really high softs. And yeah, fingers crossed you enjoy the GT3s this week at Sebring. Okay then, up next is a combination I personally have never seen. You'll have to let me know in the comments if this has actually been a thing before. But the Falcon Sports Car Challenge, the GT4s and the LMP3s, they're going to Brands Hatch GP. But I've never seen the Falcon Sports Car Challenge go to Brands Hatch GP before. And this might possibly be my race of the week, because this could be total chaos. And if you watch this channel and you watch my live streams, you guys know I love it when races are chaotic. And this has got everything that's kind of needed for it to be chaotic here. It's a very thin track. It's not very wide at all, and overtaking opportunities are extremely limited. So when LMP3s are going to be trying to get past GT4s to try and not lose much time, they're going to do it in a hurry. They're going to do it in a rush. It's going to be chaotic. There's going to be some massive dive bombs, and yeah, I can't wait to see it. I've got to take part in a few races this week. I really haven't given the LMP3s much love this season, but they are fantastic. And the GT4s are much improved as well. So I'm going to have to give it a go, see what it's like on either side of the race. One in an LMP3 and give it a go in the GT4 as well. But yeah, one thing you'll be pleased to know, there isn't a chance of rain in this one, but the 2-hour endurance series, that is the LMP3s and GT4s, they are taking part in it this week, and they do have a chance of rain this weekend. So do keep an eye out for that. I'm not 100% sure. There you go. It's a 34% chance of rain for the Endurance Series. So, and it looks like there's a chance of rain before. Oh, that's how we... Okay, so it's basically before the race, practice quali, and then as the race goes on, it just kind of drops off. So it's probably a case of if you've loaded into your lobby and it's wet or it's raining, you might be in trouble. But if you've loaded into your lobby and it's dry, it's not going to rain. I think you're going to be safe. So an interesting one for sure. That is for sure. In-game start time, I've got at 12:05 for all the series. And none of the series have rain apart from the Endurance Series itself. So if you're looking for a bit of a fun combo, I think this is the one to go for this week. And if you're looking for a combo that only comes around once a year and is... Well, it involves the Open Formula cars and the FF 1600. You might want to have a look at this next series that we're going to talk about now. Okay, so this is the event I've actually been talking about. Now, I've never actually personally taken part in this before, but I think I'm going to try and give it a go this weekend because finally, there's not a 24-hour on this weekend that I have to partake in. So this is essentially a Formula Ford festival. So it's the FF 1600s. At Brands Hatch, but it's the Indy circuit, and it's not your usual kind of special event in terms of like a heat event. So I'll try and explain to you exactly what it is, and probably the best way I can do that for you is to actually bring down the rules here. So it works in almost like a heat format, okay? So you're going to start off with, you warm up 30 minutes and you qualify in 8 minutes /2 laps or whatnot. And then you're going to go into some heat. So there's heat 1, heat 2, I think LCQ is last chance qualifiers, and then the final, okay? Now, how this is essentially going to work, you're going to have 28 cars on the grid, and then the people that finish in the top 13 will advance to the next round, okay? And then heat 2, exactly the same thing, 28 drivers, 13 drivers will advance to the next round. Then I do believe the last chance qualifiers, which I think is what it is, so you'll have to bear with me. It's not actually technically done it before, but I think this is how it works. You're down to basically the drivers that haven't qualified, and then the top 4 will advance. And then you'll have 30 drivers to try and win it at the end. And it's only 20 laps, and 20 laps around the circuit like this, like the Indy circuit, is not going to take long at all. I'm thinking the lap times are about 40 seconds, something along those lines. So it's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. It should be a lot of fun. So if you're looking for something different to do this weekend, this is going to certainly be one to look to do. And I think I've got to take part in it myself. There's no excuse for me this weekend. So I'm going to give it a go. But yeah, something a little bit different this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. The heat format is a very interesting one, to say the least. I've never really seen or taken part in a heat format race before. So I'm looking forward to it. The FF 1600 Open Series is actually at Brands this week. So if you want to partake in it, do some races this week. I think I'm going to do that as well. Get some practice under your belt. And yeah, see how you get on. And if you do take part in it, wish you the best of luck. Alrighty then, let's have a look at some of the other series then, shall we? Like we always do. Let's start off with the Ringmeister, shall we? So let's have a look at sports car stuff and the Ringmeister. Currently got the Pontiac Solstice. Next up, we're going to have the Kia Optima. Okay, last time I drove that thing, I despised it. But it does have a following, surprisingly enough. It does actually have a following, which is, don't know how, but it does. Everyone's got their own taste, I suppose. The 296 Ferrari Challenge, Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it's going to go to the Roval layout. Now, the advanced Mazdas, where are you off to this week? You're going to go to Alton Park, the international layout. Very, very nice indeed. Supercars, what about yourselves? You are going to go to Bruxton. Okay, that'll be interesting. That's for sure. Production Car Challenge. What about yourselves? You're going to go to Alton Park. Let's quickly have a look at this layout as well, just to familiarise myself. So you haven't got the first chicane, but you've got the second one. Okay. Interesting. That will be popular. It's a free track. And it's a Production Car Challenge, which is a popular series in itself. So I tend to find as soon as it goes to a free track, the population just kind of doubles in terms of popularity. It's very popular indeed. Global Sports Car Challenge at Circuit of the Americas. I think that's going to be a very hard sell. I don't know about you boys and girls, but I think that could be a hard sell. TCRs, where are you off to? You're going to Navarra. Fun fact about Navarra, it was it got, I think iRacing released it, and then within the timescale that they actually released it, they updated the track. So it was like immediately outdated as soon as it was released. So I bet that was fun for iRacing. But they loved that. Imola for the Porsche Cup Open and the Fixed for next week. GT3s for the Asia Tour. You're going to Oran Park next week. Americas, you are off to Lime Rock Park. And then where are we going for the European Tour? We are off to the track that I can't pronounce the last word of. So I just can't pronounce that. I ain't going to bother. I'll just embarrass myself. Right. Let's have a look at the quick look at the Radical, shall we? Where are you off to? Mid-Ohio Sports Car Track. For yourselves, the IMSA Vintage Series, where are we off to? You're going to Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. That's a historic one as well, so it doesn't have the awful final chicane, so at least you get away with that. For the GTE fans, you are off to Monza. Okay, very nice, very nice. I don't mind that at all. That should be a good bit of fun. Nürburgring Endurance Series, again, nothing. You've got nothing for 2 weeks, so the last series, the last round of that series is not running. So you don't need to worry about that too much. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Oh, actually, let's have a quick look at the Proto GT. That's going to Sebring as well. So Lemons and then Sebring. So a hell of a week for you guys, I've got to say. Right, let's have a look at the Open Formula stuff, shall we? Let's start off the Indy NXT Fixed Road. Indianapolis, you're going to go to the road course. F4 Fixed. The track that I can't pronounce, so I'm not going to bother. But yep, you see it right there. Let's start off with the F4 regional tours now. Americas, Lime Rock Park, Asia Tour, where are you off to? Okayama. And then for the European Tour, you're going to go to Alton Park. So Alton Park getting used quite a bit this week. Good to see. I really do like the Alton Park. Now, the FF 1600, like I said, the Open Series is going to go to Brands Hatch Indy this week. So if you're looking at taking part in that special event this weekend, make sure that you take part in the Motorsport UK FF 1600 this week, just to get some practice in, because it will really, really help. I find doing races against people is kind of better than almost practicing, to be honest. So that's how it works for me and my brain, my head. Anyways, Formula C, Super Formula Lights. You are going to Watkins Glen International Classic Boot Layout, and then actual Formula C, sorry. Where are you off to this week? You're going to go to Alton Park. Wow, Alton Park is being used quite a lot this week. That's not a bad thing. I really do like the track, and the fact it's free is always an added bonus. Now, before we end, let's have a quick look at the oval stuff. So, next gen fixed, Phoenix. So, you're going to go to Phoenix. Indy Oval. You're going to go to Rockingham. The trucks fixed. You're going to go to Phoenix as well. There's Open Series. That should be Phoenix as well. It is indeed. Open Trucks. You are going to go to, well, that current event there. Your next one is Phoenix. So you're going to go to Phoenix as well. And the Xfinity Series, you're going to go Phoenix as well. So I think it's pretty obvious that if you want to do any sort of NASCAR stuff this week, any oval stuff, that you're going to need by Phoenix. But I imagine if you're into your oval stuff, you've probably got Phoenix already because of the special events and stuff like that. But yeah, not too shabby. I mean, I don't know how to feel about IMSA. To be honest, I don't know how to feel about it going to Mexico, because I don't know what the participation level is going to be like. So I'm a bit mixed for an IMSA fanboy. I'm not sure. GT3 stuff, I'm probably going to skip this week, but I'm sure many of you are going to take part in it. The thing that interests me the most this week, I have to say, is going to be the LMP3s and GT4s at Brands. That'll be quite funny. And the FF 1600 this weekend as well. I'll have to take part in that. But overall, not too bad. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. As always, please do leave a like. Do subscribe, because it really does help out the channel. And I will catch you for next week's episode. Have a good one. Take care. Thanks very much for watching. Good luck.